Hello everyone and welcome to this Forex weekly overview. This is Pierre here, and as usual this is my weekly watch list and what I have on the radar. Please read this disclaimer and consider all the risk in trading. And as I always said, what I'm showing you today is only how I see the market and how I will taking those trades. This is not a signal in any way, and this is only for educational use, nothing else. So please read the disclaimer and consider all the risk involved in trading. Yeah. So as usual, we will start with the Dixie, and the list is a little bit long as usual because I got a lot of requests of people asking about pairs. So I used to add on even if the pairs is not something I am watching. So let's get started. Yeah. Dixie, guys, if you remember from last week, we were I was talking about about this gap here from November 2016, and I said that we had a possibility to come down and close this gap, and it was exactly what happened. But we gapped down and we did close the old gap, and then price, as you see here, found this is a 4-hour chart, found a good support after the gap closing, and we got this spin bar and another confirmation bullish candle after that, and we saw that the dollar kept going higher until Friday. So it was a good push up, but looking at the daily structure, guys, you can now see that this is our first lower high when we got this double top, and we were talking about this area before, and that price didn't manage to make it higher than that. And we are also talking about this head and shoulder situation. So looking at the daily, we did break the 100 moving average by a very strong momentum candle. As you see, this daily candle is huge. If you look to the left, there it is the biggest bearish candle since this one here that we have in the middle of January. Yeah, so the 100 moving average got broken and price kept going down until we closed this old gap that we had here. So what we have now, there is a situation here that we may consider this move to the upside as a correction, and this move was very strong, and maybe make many traders see that now we have a reversal. But as a structure traded, what I see here, that we have this last higher high, lower high, another lower high, lower low, sorry, this was a lower low, this a lower high, and now we're heading up here. What I'm looking at is this level here, where we have the this Fibonacci level 61.8, and maybe a retest of the broken 100 daily moving average. And at the same level we have also the broken neckline of the double top, as you see here also. So this area is a very important area for next week to look at, because if this is a correction move to the upside, then we maybe can see another bounce to the downside from this level here, around the 100.80 area on the Dixie. Yeah, if the 61.8 got broken, then of course your next level to look at is the high of this double top here. Yeah, so two very important levels to the upside are those two levels, or if price start to go down, then of course we're gonna be looking at the 99.50 again and see how price will react there. But textbook structure, we have a lower low and a lower high, which should mean that we are now in officially in a downtrend after this move to the upside. And what I'm giving you now is the potential level where you can look and look for price action and trade. If you got a reversal structure, reversal pattern at this area, of course you should be considering to look for shorting from there. Yeah. Daily closing on Dixie came up on long-term daily support. Yes, exactly, it did. And as you see, this level, I had this level in my last week session also, healer. Yeah, so of course that's why we got rejected, and then we had the 200 moving average coming also from the downside that was also a level that got respected. So that's it about the Dixie. Let's go to gold. Gold, it's stuck in this upper level of the range, and we can still see respect of the 200 daily moving average. As you see here, the first time I talked about this level, we got a very huge down momentum, and we were talking about this another time last week, and it looks like price did found resistant and went down and retested this level of structure at the 1242 area. Yeah, so as for now for gold, what we should be looking at for next week is still how price, if price will go back up to retest the 200 or this area up here to try to take a short from this level back down again, or you want to see also if it's gonna break this level here at the 1241. If it's gonna got broken, then of course you can look to short it with that take profit at 1220 area. If we go down to the 4 hour, the gold been a little bit tricky traded last week because there was a lots of wicks from both sides, as you see here, and I know that many traders had difficulties to trade this, especially on a even lower time frame at the 1 hour. As you see here, lots of wicks up and down, and that's why I like to trade the gold from higher value levels, and that's why we're talking about taking trade from those high levels, because you can see clear rejection directly without stocking here in between, and trading from those areas is very dangerous. And as you know, gold moves very fast from time to time, so it's much better for you if you didn't take along from this area here. I wouldn't recommend to trade the gold in the middle of this range. So you want to wait to see if the golds will retest these highs up here and try to find an entry reason short, or if it's gonna break down here, maybe do a retest, and then you can enter this trade. Yeah, so not a very clear scenario here yet. We have this double top formation, but as you see, last Friday gold did find support and bounced back up. That's why you should wait for a better level to take a decision on this one. Let's see, Helena. Some people have mentioned it, seasonality for USD is bearish on USD in April. What do you think about that? Healer, I don't look a lot for seasonality on Forex. I do look at that though on metals and some other commodities, but on Forex I don't look at that very much, because my trading style is you can say that is short-term trades, swing trades for days or weeks only. So that's why I don't look at seasonality so much. Oil did bounce back now and getting to my level of interest. As you know, guys, last week I was talking about waiting for oil to and see if it's gonna retest the 51.50 area. It looks like oil is heading up to this structure again now, and for next week I will be looking for short opportunities from this level up here, the 51.50, and if I get any bearish evidence at this level, then I may try to short oil to at least retest of the neckline, or maybe back down all the way down to these lows down here. And we have now we're trading now below the 100 moving average, and as you see we have the 50 and 61.8 Fibonacci retracement, we have the 100 daily moving average, and we have also this whole flip zone. As you see here, was a very good resistance in the past, and then price went above it, and it now should act again as resistance. So 51.50 area is very important for oil, and to try to short it from that level. Yeah, so keep an eye on this one at this level, and the RSI is heading to the overbought areas, and we have also, as you see, this high and this high on the RSI. We have this hidden divergence. The RSI are slightly higher and this high, but the price is making much lower a high back down here. So that's make me even more confidence to look for shorting opportunities. But of course, wait for your entry signals, and depends on your strategies and how you look at. Yeah. Robin, what I consider bearish evidence on the oil, of course, I want to see at this level, I want to see rejections, as let me show you. This one was a good rejection, and if you look at those rejection up here, when the wicks flip and comes from the upside instead, as you see down here, this was a very good bullish evidence, and you want to see the opposite, where you have those all the pins coming from the downside that show you that the bulls are getting in the market. And you're on this day you had this pin bar, and you had this confirmation candle that close above the pin bar. That should be a very good entry reason for those who want to trade oil for the long. But for me, I've been saying from 2 weeks now maybe that I'm looking for short from this level, and next week I will be looking to see at this level if I see some rejection as this one, but from the opposite side, from the upside. Yeah. So we start with Forex, and the first pair is the Aussie CAD. This pair did perform very well, and my idea on this one went perfect. As you see, I was expecting this AB equals CD pattern to complete at this structure up here and then bounce down, and that's what we got exactly, as you see. Almost to the pip at the level I was looking at, and gave us a very good bounce to the downside. And then we were talking about, in last week I was talking about this order block, that we may have some reaction at it, and we did actually reversed exactly at this order block here. And what I'm looking at right now, as you see, is this head and shoulder scenario. Yeah, it looks like the neckline is almost broken now, depend on which one you will take. There is lots of people that trade this like this. You want to see a break of this one, and there is some trader that would trade this one something like this. For those who trade it like this, it is broken already. And if you are holding short on Aussie CAD, you should keep holding this short until at least it reach this level down here at almost 1.0090. yeah. This should be the level where we gonna look at for next week. If you're not already short, then you want to wait and see how price will react, if it's gonna bounce back up and maybe do a retest of the neckline or the right shoulder. This is a scenario, possible scenario for next week. And of course, if you see that it's gonna break on the daily, a good break below this structure here, then you can go to lower time frame to find an entry reason, maybe to 15-minute, look for a bearish flag or something, or any bearish evidence to try to short it to back down to this level at the 0.9980 area, because at that same level we have now the 100 and 200 moving average are coming together at this level. This level gonna be very important if we break the structure here. But for now, watch this head and shoulders. If you are holding a short, I would say keep holding it and look at how price will react at this area here. Yeah. Aussie Jappy, what we have right now, we saw that last week it did actually found support at the lows of this ranging area. We have now officially this trading range, and as I always say, guys, when you have a clear range like this one, then what we should be looking at is, of course, trading this range until it show us that price wanna do something else. So for now, what you want to look at is, of course, this level, the 84 area here, at this structure here, for a possible double bottom and maybe another bounce to the upside to retest this structure up here. Yeah. So that should be a good level to look at for next week to try to buy the lows. If we go down to 4 hour, you have another possibility to maybe, if you want to jump in on a short on this one. As you see, we broke down this structure here. This support structure is now broken to the downside, then price bounced back up very fast to major candles from down here, that may be showing us that there is a good supply, a good demand at this level here. Down here looks like a good order block, but if you want to jump in a short, you don't short it from this level here. You want to look at a correction to at least this area up here at the 85.40 level, and then look for bearish evidence up here and try to short it down, short it back. Yeah, if that happen, gonna give you if price do actually go up or retest this structure, then you have this head and shoulders scenario that you can work on. And if I would take this trade, I would take it from this level, this structure up here. That will give me a good risk to reward ratio. Then because if I would to wait for this head and shoulder to get confirmed, then the risk to reward is not so big, because the move is there is not lots of room back to support. Yeah, so that should be a scenario. But of course the best level to look at is to try and long it from down here for another bounce to the upside. As far as we have this daily range, we should be looking for trading it, buying from the low, selling from the high, until it broke the structure to the downside or to the upside. And be careful, guys, when you have a clear range as this one, there will be some manipulation, trust me. As you see, this range is very clear, and you possibly gonna see something similar to this. This one was a very big huge stop loss hunt, but it's very it happens all the times, and it's better for you to wait for a clear. Don't jump in a break. If it breaks out, wait for it to be sure that you had a breakout of the range of it, or of if it was just a stop loss hunt. Yeah, and for me, when I see something similar to this, when I see a stop loss hunt, I usually wait for a correction to at least the half range of the stop loss hunt candle, and try to enter it against that stop loss hunt. Yeah, so that's it about Aussie Jappy. Is it the same about Aussie USD? I don't know what you mean, Hiller. Aussie USD, if it is the same, if you mean same as Aussie CAD, yeah, we possibly have almost the same structure there, and I will talk about Aussie USD right now. Actually, the topic of this seminar, AK Candlestick is asking, it's a weekly market overview candlestick, so that is the topic of this live session. Yeah, so Aussie guys, we saw that price did react for 2 weeks now back at this level, and where we was expecting a bounce to the downside, and we got this bounce down. It looks like we got some correction to the upside, and price start heading down from here. Two levels, the levels to look at for next week are, of course, if price go back up here, that should be a good level to short it. we have this minor support down in the middle of this range to be broken. If you are holding a short, you want to see this structure broken, and if that happened, then you have a possibility to hold it back down to this level. The first thing that happened next week should be where we're gonna look at. So if we got price back down here first, I will be looking for maybe another bounce to a retest of this structure, or let's say that price open next week and start to heading back up directly, then of course I want to see if it's gonna reach these highs and try to short it from up there. Nothing else than that. I was waiting for this pair last week. As you see here, I had my alert at this level because I was expecting a 2618 trade after this double top. We had this double top. This is on the 4 hour, and I had my Fibonacci retracement here, and I was expecting price to reach the 61.8 to try to short it. It did came very close to that. My alert never got triggered, and as you know, guys, I don't sit and watch the market all the time, so I did miss this trade. When I looked at this one, it was already on this candle, so it was too late to enter. It was a move about 40 pips, yeah. So that's the way it is. Sometimes you just miss some trades, and we should never try to chase prices. Let it go, and for now I will be looking back again how price will react when we reach this structure. I will not be trading this pair in this area here. It is the, as you see, the middle of the range. The best way to and as you see here, if you were trading at this structure here, it was very choppy, and you'll get bored very fast. But when you trade from these highs up here, when I took this trade at this highs after the break, I got a very fast move to the downside, no pain at all. So there's no reason to trade in the middle of the range. Wait for it to either correct to the upside or take it from down here. If you still want to trade this, you want to see a break of this structure. If you are a breakout trader, then you want to see a break of this structure for continuation to the downside, or you can go down to the 15 minutes, wait for a bull flag, and then you can try to short it after it break this structure. Wait for a flag and short it down, yeah. CAD Chief, it found support at exactly 0.7330 and bounced back up very strong. But as you see, guys, we have now very lower low than these here, and what I'm looking at the moment, that we broke both the 100 and 200 moving daily moving average, and as you see, my mark up is at this area here, between this 75.41 and 75.60 area, there where we have a possible resistance area, as you see here, and we have this Fibonacci retracement of 61.8. we have the daily moving average. So this area is very important to look at for me for next week, look for bearish evidence and try to short this one to retest of these lows back down here, yeah, because this range is now this range here is now broken and we're trading below it, so of course that should be the area to look at for possible bounce to the downside again, yeah. Just a moment, I'm gonna drink some water. Dean is saying a lot of these levels corresponds with 0 round numbers. Yeah, they do actually do that, yeah, and they are good both manipulations levels and good levels where many traders put their orders, so I used to look at them also a lot. Sterling New Zealand, Sabah, are you listening? This is your pair. I am actually very interested about the British pound for next week, because lots of them are getting very close to resistant level or support level, so this is going to be a very interesting pair for next week. And if we start with Sterling New Zealand, you see, guys, that the price is now testing this resistant area, and as you see, it was a very good support area in the past, and then it flipped and start to be a resistant level, and it was tested many times back here and here and another time here, and we had last week this test and bounced down, and now where price is right now is a very good level to look at. And what we also have to consider, that we now trading above the 100 moving average again, and we just broke the 200 moving average also. So first thing first, of course we want to look at how price will act, because we are in a clear downtrend. The major trend is down, and you should be looking at first for possible reversal from this level if you want to trade with this major downtrend. Then this level is very good to look at and see how price will react. And the same goes here. This is a very clean level, guys, so don't fall in in a trap of a breakout before you are sure that is a clear breakout to the upside. So first thing for me gonna be to try to see if we gonna get a bounce to the downside, but of course there is also a possibility that we see a break of this level, maybe finally, and what we should be looking at is a retest to be clear, sure that it was a good break, and then a continuation. And gonna go down to 4 hour and look at what structure we have. And as you see at the 4 hour, when price did test this area here, got rejected very fast, very strong momentum to the downside, and now we start getting some wicks from the upside, a little bit of indecision to spinning top here, and slightly divergence on the RSI. So first off, next week I'm gonna be looking for a possible double top scenario here and bounce to the downside, until it show me that it really want to break this level and hold above it at least 4 hour candles, 4 hour time frame, a break, strong break, hold the level and retest it and got rejected back up. That should be the most safe way to enter if you want to trade this one to the long side. Otherwise, short from this level is the best thing, I think. Yeah, are we clear on this one? I think so. Sterling USD, same goes here. It did find resistance, support back down here at the 100 moving average, and this old structure, as you see here, it was acting as support many times in the past, and the 200 moving average and the 100 moving average are getting closer and closer to each other. On this pair, what I will be looking at is, of course, this structure up here, 1.27 area, to see if we're gonna get another bounce to the downside from this area up here, or when price reach the 200 moving average, we may see rejection on the moving average. This pair have a lots of stations to pass before you can be sure of a long-term reversal to the upside. As you see, we have this structure to take care of, and then we have this whole structure up here to take care of. So there is a lots of stations on the way. If this to start going up, we have to see a break of this level, then we have this level, then we get into this whole range. So there's a lots of troubles on the way. The first trouble is 1.27 area, and there this is the level that I will be looking at to see if we're gonna get another bounce to the downside, or if it's gonna break to retest this structure up here. Yeah, so USD, sterling USD, lots of structure to take care of. The good thing for the longs that we now officially broke the 100 moving average, retested it, got rejected, and now we have to take care of both this structure and the 200 daily moving average before thinking long on this pair. As many other pairs, we have this ranging trading range, as you see here, and as always, we keep trading this range until it shows us that it wants to do something else. That's the best way, in my opinion. No need to guess that we're gonna break this time. I will keep trade those range until they got broken. So trade them as if they will hold until you see something else. That's the best way, in my opinion. Sterling Jappy, we now finally got maybe a break of this trend line that I was talking about for a while now. As you see, we've been going all the way down from here, and it was testing the 200 moving average all the way, and price got very small candles for every day that goes. And now we had this on last Thursday, this good momentum candle to the upside, and on Friday we traded above this down trend line. To see more to the upside on this pair, I want to see, as I said last week, this level still the level I'll be looking at, the 140.60 area. What I want to see is a break, retest, in that case a continuation. Otherwise, first thing I will be looking at, if we're gonna get another bounce to the downside from this structure up here. As you see here, been tested many times to the downside and got rejected. So of course we want to see first if price gonna find the resistance and trade back down, and that would be maybe a bounce to retest this trend line or this the bottom of the range. So this is another scenario you have there. So at first look for a bounce to the downside from this level. If you don't get any bearish evidence, then you shouldn't take this one, because we may now broken this trend line and it may keep continuing to the upside. So wait and see how price action will be next week. In case that price this pair open and start trading to the downside, then of course you want to look at this level down here to try to find a long opportunity to the upside. From the 138.80 area is a good level to try to look for bullish evidence down there. Euro Aussie, very good performer from last week also. We've been talking about the 100 moving average, the trend line, and the 200 moving average last week in the overview, and I said that before we get sure that we're gonna trade higher with this pair, we want to see a break of the trend line. We didn't get that. Price got rejected when it touched the trend line, and we got a very strong 3 days down momentum, and Friday's one was another push to the downside. Yeah, so what I'm looking at for this pair from next week, is at first this minor support level here. I want to see if this to hold, and then maybe we can try to trade another bounce to the upside. And if it got broken, then of course this down here is much better level to find an entry reason for long, for a retest of this structure, or maybe a retest all the way back up here. Yeah, but nothing else than that. If you find that this structure will hold, then your first take profit should be this level. Then you put your stop loss to break even, and look for hopefully a bounce above the trend line this time, because we have actually a higher high and higher lows. So there is a possibility that we start going up, but nothing that show a clear signs of that yet. So you have two levels to work with next week. Put your alerts on those levels and see how price will react. I will start with my alert at this level first, and let's see if I get any entry for next week. Euro sterling also got rejected very strong at this structure up here. As you see, this level have been acting as resistant before, and back here also. So of course what we want to look at is, first level is this one, if it's gonna hold. If not, then we have this level to trade from. Same scenario goes here. We have a good ranging trading range, as you see here. So we should wait and see if this will hold or not, and try to take along for a bounce from this level. That would be the first level to look at. Yeah. We also now broken both 100 and 200. We have the 100 is now crossing the 200. many traders do trade those crossovers, and you may see some trading to the downside next week, yeah. But of course this trouble area is the major support on this level, yeah. So we want to see if this will hold, give us a bullish evidence, and then maybe try to trade a bounce to the upside. But that's why I say I'm very interesting to see how sterling will act next week, because many sterling pairs are getting to very interesting areas, and we now have the article 50 is we've done with that. They started the that scenario is ongoing now, so a break, retest, and continuation from this area here would give you lots of trading opportunity to the downside, and maybe we're gonna see very soon also a close of this gap back down here. But that will be long term. What we have to work with is this level first, so we don't need to start guessing things. We take one level at a time is the best way, in my opinion, yeah. Euro Jappy, I have, as you see here guys, my alert is at this support area here already, because I think this level where price is testing at the moment is where I expect if we're gonna have a bounce, and then it is at this level down here. It's the 118.50 area. I will be looking for bullish evidence from this level to try to see if price gonna retest these highs up here, or maybe back up to the top of the range. Another ranging pair that we have here, and we have, as you see, a clear range to work with. So the 200 daily moving average is now coming also closer to price, and this structure is the first thing to look at and see if it's gonna give us this double bottom and possible bounce to the upside. The RSI is heading to oversold. I know many traders say there is nothing that you can call oversold or overbought in Forex, but that's the term I use, yeah. Euro New Zealand, same scenario goes here. Price is on this support area that I'm interested at. Retest of the 200 daily moving average. We've been talking about the break of this downtrend now, and we have this ranging area to work with. So for next week, same goes here. The same goes here. I want to see how price will react for on this level. If we're gonna, I'm gonna go to of course lower time frame, the 1 hour maybe, and try to see if this will hold and give me a reversal pattern to the upside. Then I will try to long it back up to this level up here. If it got broken, then what you want to see on lower time frame is a break, maybe a retest of the neckline, because this gonna be, many traders may be looking for this double top or triple top scenario, and the neckline is here. So if this neckline got broken, then there is a possibility to see price that price gonna get some momentum to the downside, because there is of course many traders looking for a break of the neckline on this double top or triple top, and to try to short it down, yeah. So we have that possibility also on this pair. USD. Oh man. So those of you who follow me, we've been talking about this gap many times now, and especially last week I said that don't forget that we have this gap to be closed, and same as the Dixie, that is the same gap but in the opposite side, of course. And what we got was that price gapped up here, went up all the way, closed the gap, traded a little bit above it, did a kiss of the 200 moving average and got rejected at the same daily candle to the downside, and then we start trading to the downside with a very strong momentum, as you see here. So the first structure I'm looking at is down here at the 1.062 area is the first level I'm looking at, and that level is also where we have the 100 moving average coming down here. We have this neckline. We may broke the 61.8 by a little, but that wouldn't be the most important thing. The most important thing is, of course, the structure and the 100 moving average. For me, I want to see if this area will hold and maybe give us a little bit bounce from here, or why not a retest of this level back up here. I would not be selling euro at this level because the move is have been now trading to the downside for 4 days. I did short this pair to this structure up here, and now I don't have any open positions. So first thing I will be looking at is, of course, this level to the upside, and if it got broken, then of course we're back down to this major and very important area down here at the 1.053 area, and then maybe we have a better chance to long it from here. So this structure is, of course, a much better level to try to trade from to the upside. As you see here, it's a very strong support area, and we have this range to work with at the moment. So those are the opportunities we have on the euro for now. USD chief, we now broke this level. We have a lower low, and price got found good momentum to the upside. The level I'm looking at on this pair is, of course, this structure up here that been acting as very good support here, and then it got broken, and we have this flip zone now, and the 100 daily moving average also at the same level. So I'm looking to for a short opportunity from this level up here to at least to see maybe retest of this structure, or why not all the way back down here, yeah, because this uptrend is now broken. As you see, lower low, lower high, another lower low. I want to see if we're gonna get another lower high up here and try to short it from this level here, yeah. Very clear structure on this one. USD JAPY, same, almost the same as USD chief. We did now break this whole structure here. We have another lower low here. So I will be looking for this area up here, the 112.50. I will gladly want to see maybe a push to the upside and then try to short it to see if we're gonna break this lower low or not. That is the level I'm looking at. Of course, if you're looking at the daily, you see that we're already on the way down, but if we go to the 4 hour, there is a possibility that price finds some support on this structure down here. Yeah. So it would be much better if price do a move to the upside and give us a better shorting opportunity from this level to take a trend continuation on this one. It's very clear now that we have a lower low and we have this lower high, so yeah, much better level to look at is up here. The 112.50 is a good area to short this pair from. And I think this was my last pair on the list, the USD Turkey. We're still working with this structure down here. We're still above both the 100 and the 200 moving averages, and as you see now, this structure here looks like very good support area, many tests, and didn't get broken. So we maybe can go down to the 4 hour to show you this structure much better. There was a lots of stop loss hunting at this structure here, so as far as this structure is holding, every time price reach this level, you should be try to find an entry reason to long, at least to retest of these highs, or why not retest these highs back here. Yeah. I know that many of my Turkish friends that follow me want me to do an overview on this pair, so that's why I always have it on my list. And I did trade it many times before and got lots of profits from this pair. It was performing very well in the past. So the 3.60 area is the level to look at if you want to try to go long on this pair. Yeah. And that was my last pair on the list, guys. Do we have any questions, or do you have any pairs you want me to look at? As usual, I always give 5 to 10 minutes to answer any questions, or if you are interested on a special any special pair you want me to look at, then we have a little bit of time to also do that. So just shoot it in the chat. And okay, yeah. Norwegian krona against Japanese yen, that pair I've never looked at. Very interesting. Norwegian krona against Japanese yen. It's an exotic pair that I never worked with, so I don't have any markups yet, but I would start with this level here where price is testing right now. As you see, this level have been acting a good support in the past. Back here got broken, and we have this flip zone where it acts also as resistant, and we have also right now both the 200 moving average and this structure should act as a good support for this pair. The next, if this to hold, then of course you should be looking, if you're watching this pair, you want to see on a lower time frame if it's gonna give you some rejections, and you could be trading this back up to see if it's gonna retest this neckline up here. Yeah, so actually where price is testing right now is a very good support that should hold, and if it would not hold, then your next level should be down here. This is another good structure to look at. If this break and you go short here, then this should be the next level. But at first, look how the price will react next week, where it is right now actually is a good support level. Yeah, Chief Jappy, of course. I don't look a lot at this pair too. Let's take off these. Almost the same goes here. Yeah, we have price at a good structure level, as you see here, where price is testing right now should be a good good support. As you see here, got rejected. We have this structure here. It was acting as resistant in the past, so a very good level to look at already where price is right now. But this last candle was a very strong engulfing candle, so there is a possibility that it got broken. Yeah, let's go down to the 4 hour, but looking at the RSI, the daily is oversold, the 4 hour is getting to oversold and making some divergence to the upside. The 1 hour is oversold, so for me this pair is screaming for help. So I think there is a possibility that this structure will hold and maybe give you another bounce to the upside, because if this structure break, if you want to be exact, then you have this down here should be a good order block, this area here. Yeah, you may see a little bit of downside and then bounce back up. Very good area where price is right now. Give it the Monday, the whole Monday, and see how price action is at this level, and you maybe want to consider entering when you find a good entry reason long from this area here on Tuesday. I will really recommend you to leave price to give you some signals how it want to do on Monday. Yeah, because if this structure to broke, there is a lots of trading opportunity to the downside, but this whole structure, as you see here, this look almost the same as the flag we had on CAD Jappy also. Yeah, so this channel is where price is trading now, and there is a possibility that it will keep channeling a little bit. So good structure where price is right now. I hope that you were happy with that. I never look at this pair a lot, so yeah, that's what I have about it. Thank you too, Sabah. You're welcome. Glad to see you here. You're here lots of the time now, so you're not missing a lot. Very good. Can you do some more random pairs you never work with so we can see your process and new trading territory? Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, Jones, can't you just give me a pair as a weird pair? Because let's see what pair we can talk about. Actually, this Chief Jappy is a pair that I don't work with, and the pair we had before, the Norwegian krona, Japanese yen, it was also a pair that I never looked at. So that was also, but if we what do we have more? Let's do Swedish krona, Jappy. Do they look the same? Almost the same. But actually what I do at first, if a pair I never work with, of course I want to look how the weekly looks like. And as you see here, we have lots of structure to look at. The first thing to look at, where was our lowest low. Then we have this structure here that I will mark also. I would also consider taking a look at those and see what we got. So for now I will forget this structure up here, because we are trading in the lower range. Yeah, that was the first thing I would do. Then we go down to the daily and try to break it down to a more workable area. And as you see, we have this low back down here that I would use. We have now break above this structure and trading here. Then I would use another structure to look at, and that exactly where price is right now, because as you see, we after those lower lows and lower highs, price did break to the upside, and we did a break of these lows, these highs, and now we have price trading above the 200 moving average also. So I would also be looking for this pair to maybe give us a bounce on the 200 moving average, and this structure here, it's a very good structure. As you see here, in the past we have a lot of action at this level here. Yeah, so if I would to trade, let's say I would trade this pair, of course the structure we are at right now is where I'm interesting to look at. We have the RSI is oversold, and the last time price were here and the RSI were oversold, you see that we got a good reaction to the upside both on the RSI and on the price, and we now have the same scenario. So of course I want to see how price will react from this level next week. This looks like a double bottom for now, and there is a possibility to retest this high. That would be the way I will do when looking at a pair for the first time. Yeah, I always start to look where do we have a structure where we have the major price reactions. So it's much better to work from these highs and these lows instead of working in the middle of the range, because as you see, when you trade in the middle of the range as here, there is a lots of choppiness. But if you enter from up here, let's say you catch the trade from this level, then you just leave it, put it and break even and see if it's gonna reach, because when it starts to go down, it's usually want to retest the lows of the structure, or if it goes start to range to the upside from the bottom of the range, then of course there is a possibility of a market objective to retest the highs. And when you do it like this, as I showed you, I did break this trading range. We have now this one is the old range that got broken, and now we are trading in this new range. So in this way, that give you a better view in which range price is moving right now, to keep your eyes in this area to the upside. It's much helpful to put some major structure to separate the major range and the major structures, make it looks very easy for my eyes to trade it. So I hope that helped you. That was what you meant, Jones. I see now that you did give me USD ZAR as an example, but I think we've done it with Swedish krona, Japanese yen, and I hope you're happy with that. Dervin, you did miss USD Turkey, yes, but this is recorded, so just go back and watch the recording. It was my last one on the list, but I can go back for that and talk about it a little bit fast. Yeah, we were talking about this structure, the 3.60 area, that it was acting as a good support and it got rejected many times. So what I said about this pair is we want to wait and see if price gonna get back down here and try to go long from this level. And there is a possibility that this retest of neckline, this structure here, maybe holds and price start going up. But the best way it is, of course, to see if it's gonna give you another opportunity from down here to go long. There is another possibility here that you maybe want to see if this bull flag gonna get broken and trade to the upside. There is another scenario to this one. So I want to see bullish evidence from this level down here, or a break of this flag and a continuation to the upside. So yeah, that's it, guys. I don't see any more pairs in the chat and no more questions. So thank you very much for being here. Please give this some thumbs up and do share it on social medias as usual. That will give the chance to many people to get ready for the trading week for the next week. Thank you very much for being here, and see you next week, hopefully. Bye bye.